Girl, don't give my shit away. I'm just trying to get my paper straight. Girl, I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my paper straight. Girl, don't give my shit away. I'm just trying to get my paper straight. Girl, I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my paper straight. Girl, don't give my shit away. I'm just trying to get my paper straight. Girl, I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my paper straight. Girl, don't give my shit away. And I got some shit to say.
What's going on, my people? What's going on? We are back with another video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Perry, but I also go by Preezy Beats. I'm part of Straight Chemistry Podcast, where we talk music, do album reviews, and react to music videos. If you're feeling the vibes, feeling the energy, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so that you can be notified of future videos. Don't be shy either. Go ahead and hit that like button. We're going to go ahead and get into why you are here. Today we're going to talk about Brent Faiyaz. This is the guy who some say is a mix between Slim and 112 and The Weeknd. This is a guy who's been screwing superstars since he was 19. That's what he said in one of his tracks. This is a guy who, by the end of the 2020s, is probably going to be one of the greatest R&B artists to ever live. I believe that. If he continues on this trajectory, let's go ahead and get into his backstory. Let's go ahead and do it. Christopher Brent Wood, aka Brent Faiyaz, was born on September 19, 1995 in Columbia, Maryland. Now, he lived most of his teenage life in the Maryland area. Growing up, Brent had a strong love for music. He drew inspiration from artists like Currency, Lil Wayne, and even singers like Curtis Mayfield and Jill Scott Heron. That's some versatility for your ass. He began making music at the age of 12 and constantly worked on his craft. Growing up, he had little to no interest in school. Who does really, but his interest was so little he wouldn't even show up to school. He would constantly skip class, and according to Brent, he felt that the reason why he was so bad in school was because he knew deep down he was going to do music. Now, when it comes to the music, initially Brent wanted to become a rapper. He felt that singing was lame. He would sing playfully with his friends, family, but never really felt that singing was his calling. It wasn't until he started making beats and singing to layer up his vocal tracks with different harmonies that he recognized that he could really sing. Now, this was a game-changing revelation. Brent Faiyaz realized that singing came a lot more naturally to him than rapping did. Rapping to him was a lot harder and involved a lot more words. With singing, he could kind of stretch his words out. And according to Brent, he didn't have to write as much as everyone else when it came to singing. Brent also began to feel that people would not take him seriously if he stuck strictly to rapping. He knew that the rapping market was heavily saturated. Brent also felt that if he didn't branch out, that he may never get noticed. It may have taken him a lot longer to get noticed. And that wasn't a risk that he was willing to take. And as we'll see later on, that was a risk well taken, for sure. Starting out, Brent Faiyaz utilized SoundCloud as a tool to get his music out to the masses. His debut project, Natural Release, dropped in 2014. He also followed it up with Allure and Running on E in 2015. He started to get some traction when his debut EP, AM Paradox, released in September of 2016. It was supported by songs like Invite Me and Poison. Now Poison go crazy, definitely. I wouldn't tell you no lie. You know, if y'all haven't heard Poison, go check that out. That's one of my favorite tracks by him. In December of 2016, Brent was featured alongside Shy Glizzy on Gold Link single Crew. Now, this is when his career really started to take off. The collab song Crew sold 3 million units and picked up a Grammy nomination for Best Rap Song Performance. Gucci Mane even hopped on the remix in 2017. By 2016, 2017, people knew who Brent Faiyaz was. He really was starting to become more of a household name. When you get nominated for a Grammy, people will begin to notice you for sure. Now, some of you may not have known that Brent Faiyaz was in a group, a trio, as a matter of fact. That trio was called Sonder. Now, Sonder got together in 2016, and it composed of Brent Faiyaz, who was the lead vocalist, and also record producers Atu and DePat. The trio dropped their first batch of singles, Victoria, Undone, and Sheath, in the later half of 2016. Sonder's debut EP, Into, arrived in January of 2017. Now that EP featured tracks like Feel, Lovely, and Too Fast. In 2018, the trio also released the single One Night Only, and in 2019, they released the single What You Heard. Brent still to this day associates with that Sonder group for sure. Going back a little to Brent Faiyaz's solo career, in May of 2017, he was recruited for Paperboy 5A single Language. Also in 2017, his full-length debut album Sonder's Son arrived. The project was recorded during a month-long visit to the Dominican Republic. For those of y'all that didn't know, Brent Faiyaz's father is actually Dominican. He felt that he wanted to go out to the Dominican Republic to get more in line with his roots. Sonder's Son featured tracks like Gang Over Love, Stay Down, and Talk to You. In October of 2018, Faiyaz released a second solo EP titled Lost. That EP included tracks like Trust, Around Me, and Target on My Chest, featuring Los Hendrix. Brent Faiyaz was still in the feature scene, of course. He was featured on the 4th track Demons Interlude from Juice WRLD's album Death Race in 2019. Later on in that same year, 2019, he appeared on the single Dreams, Fairy Tales, Fantasies from A$AP Ferg's album Floor Seats. Now in 2020, Brent Faiyaz's second studio album Fuck the World was released. It peaked at number 20 on the Billboard 200. This album includes tracks like Been Away, Clouded, and Rehab, Winter in Paris. As we go to 2021, Brent still had notable music appearances, like his feature on Tyler the Creator's Gravity, and his single Wasting Time, which featured Drake. He also dropped a notable song, Mercedes, close to the end of the year. So like we always do, we went through some notable albums, mixtapes, features. I wanted to talk just more about Brent Faiyaz's unique style. He's really bringing the 90s vibe back to the 21st century. And it's really amazing to see. I never listened to someone basically talking about dogging a girl out and just make that shit sound beautiful. I don't know how he does it. And I really do believe that he has the potential to go down as one of the greatest R&B artists to ever do it, just as long as he stays on his trajectory. One more thing before I go, you done been here long enough. I thought it was interesting that his name, Brent Faiyaz, the Faiyaz part is Muslim for artists. I don't know why that sounded so fire to me, but it just does. Like, it's creative, you know. I tried to look up a Muslim acronym for like Preezy Beats, but this didn't have a ring to it. Didn't have a nice ring to it. So I'm gonna stick with what I got. I'm gonna stick with what I got, but I had a lot of fun with y'all. I hope y'all had a lot of fun. Thanks for watching the video. Feel free to subscribe, hit that bell, and check out our other content. We got a lot of music podcasts, album reviews, reactions, and biographies for you to tap into. This is your boy Preezy, and I'm out.